So listen. Uh, this Charlamagne video where he talks about this interview, I find it to be quite interesting because I don't feel I don't feel the way he does, nor do I feel the way a couple other people do. I already have a video going into it. So if you want to I'll link to that coverage in the upper right hand covered in the upper right hand corner, excuse me, uh, of this video. Without further ado, let's get to Charlamagne's comments and let's see what he had to say.
All I was doing was trying to give her an opportunity to clear it up because they said that's been a thing for her.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the label. This is what I want to say so everybody knows. Labels always will come and say, hey, can you not ask this? Can you not ask that? Sometimes, depending what it is, like if it's something like really personal, really serious, something I know is traumatizing, I'll be like, sure, I'll oblige. For this one, I said no.
Yeah.
And the reason I said no, they had 6 things they didn't want us to ask. You want to know what those 6 things were?
Yeah.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Sinat. The whole we friends though thing.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Okay.
They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore. They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
Injury.
They didn't want us to ask about her injury that she sustained. What else was it? They didn't want to ask us about who she was dating, which I wouldn't do anyway. And what was the other one? It was one it was just all frivolous.
Yeah, so that's part one of it. That's part one of it. And I do want to say that he's absolutely correct here. Like that's standard industry practice. I've gotten it all the time, like when dealing with artists. Hey, can you not ask about this certain thing? No, most 9 out of 10, I just oblige anyway because I just don't really give a fuck most of the time. And most of the time, the people I've interviewed, it's not nothing too crazy. And the people that I've wanted to ask certain things, I've been able to ask them those things. And I always like pre-talk with the artist so they have an understanding themselves as a person of what I'm going to get into. I used to send out my questions ahead of time, but I stopped doing that because I realized the people weren't fucking reading them. But that's neither here nor there. It's your job. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into whatever El Charlamagne has to say.
And why? What are they trying to do? They're trying to protect an image that they're curating for her?
I have no idea. And that's what I said.
Oh, but they're Rihanna comparing.
Okay, and comparison, and they wasn't even Rihanna. They just said comparisons to other pop artists. Huh?
Oh, so they're trying to separate her from Kai Sinat. She's her own individual. Don't tie her to him.
And you want me to not ask her about Kai Sinat the day after Kevin Hart just was on Kai Sinat show again with a big ass sign that said "We friends" though?
Yeah.
Like, come on, yo. So I said to them, no.
Oh.
Now, when I say no, I'm not going to oblige any of this. It is your job then, label, management, whoever, to either prepare the artist for the questions or pull it in.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm fine with either or.
Yeah.
I've already told you I'm not going to follow any of it.
Yes.
So when you see dick suckers out there, dick suckers are saying things like, he asked every question they asked him not to ask because I'm not a sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so look. I'm gonna play the last clip. I have some things to say, but I'm gonna play the last clip first. Because I think that's more important.
Yeah.
Right? And being that I'm not a sucker for record labels, I have a job to do, and my job is for the people. So imagine, right? If I'm sitting around and I'm having a conversation, if we have these conversations, and then all in the comments, it's like, why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that? Why didn't you ask this? Why didn't you ask that?
Yeah.
I got a job to do to the people.
Yeah.
My job, my integrity with the people will always matter more than my integrity with a record label.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's facts. That's facts. And I want to give Charlamagne his credit. You know what I'm saying? His credit and his kudos for, you know what I'm saying, following through with his integrity and all that. And again, I haven't been in a situation where my full integrity was tested. However, I'm gonna say this. And this is highly important. I do feel like what Charlamagne said in that second clip was very crucial and important there. Her team should have prepared her for the possibility of getting asked that question and how to properly articulate herself. However, I do understand that some people get in certain situations and they get nervous. Therefore, they're not prepared, or they're not ready to vocalize that thing, because maybe talking, you know what I'm saying, in front of people, maybe that's not the thing. Maybe they're just a great performer, but actually like talking and articulating speech and having like concise and complex ideas expressed in a clear, concise manner isn't their strength. And that's okay. Some people just aren't built like that. You know what I'm saying? They're not built like that. And maybe during this interview she just folded. You know what I'm saying? And I'll play the clip from the interview. I'll play the clip from the interview because I do fully believe that's super key. That's super key to how all of this is gonna end up playing out.
School me on these debates that they be having about your identity as a South African colored person. What does that even mean?
Can we, yeah.
So look, she immediately looked back and diverted, because here's the thing. She's what? 21, 22, right? All right. And she's from South Africa. I do not expect her to have a nuanced understanding of the plights, the 400-year plights of ADOS people, okay? Of FBA, okay? Of American descendants of slavery, for those who can't get it. I don't expect a South African girl at 21, 22 to have a nuanced understanding of that when she just bursts into stardom. And I don't expect her to see how we see it, or be able to even one fully understand it, and two, be able to fully understand. You know what? No, fully understanding it is one thing, and I believe she understood the weight of it, which is why she didn't comment. I think being able to articulate back why our culture is this way versus why your culture is that way is completely different thing. And I just don't think she's on that level yet. I don't think she's ready. Like I do not think she's ready for that type of questioning. And somebody was like, "Oh, you can media train." I don't think you can media train your way out of being able to properly give the correct response at length to this. Because my thing is, what does she say? Whatever she says back to him, right? Let's say she does say it good. What about the follow-up? You know what I'm saying? And my thing is this: her career is just getting off the ground. I just don't think she's ready for that. I just don't think she's ready for that conversation. I do not. I take her as a girly girl. She's able to have some conversations at length. I don't think she's able to have like really, really like carefully, like political, you know what I'm saying? Like those type of conversations. I don't expect that from Tyla. I do not. Just straight up. I straight up don't. You know what I'm saying? If maybe if it was a question about women's reproductive rights, or something that's like more adjacent to her, that she has like a full understanding of, that doesn't require like as much like thought. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is, whatever she says back, you know what I'm saying? Because the homie asked me, you know what I'm saying, GSU, he asked me, he's like, "Oh, well, why couldn't she just do the statement that she put out on Twitter in an interview?" Getting that statement off without an interruption from Charlamagne? Are you fucking serious? Or any of the other three that are there? The other two that are there? You know what I'm saying? Whether it be damn, what her name is. I don't know. And then you got Envy. I know there's Envy, and then there's just hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, like getting it off without an interruption, without them going, "Hey, well, what about," you know what I'm saying? Like getting it off. This is not the stage for her to be able to get that off correctly. So I'm fully for her just not getting involved in that conversation.
Oh, I like that. We keeping that in the interview too. I like when they talk from the back and say we can't. I like that. Yeah. That's good. That's even better.
And see, here's the thing. Like, look, like I know y'all can't see it. Hold on, let me maximize it. Like, look. So look, if I go back a little bit, right? And he's like, "Oh, we're keeping it in the interview." Like, look.
I like when they talk from the.
She has like a kind of like she's laughing. She's trying to keep up a good face, but it's a bit of nervousness too.
And say we can't like that. No.
Cause look, cause after her smile, like how she goes into like kind of like licking / biting her lip a bit, like there's some nerves there. You know what I'm saying? And the way that she like positioned herself, like I just. Yeah, and then the person ends up saying the person in the back ends up saying next question please, which is unimportant now. So look, my real thing is this, right? Like I just don't think she was ready to have that conversation. They didn't want to have it, but they still did agree to do the interview anyway, knowing that he said, like, I don't even know if they have the same team of publicists. I don't know who her management is. I don't know if they're like, because my thing is this. The list of things is foul. Okay, this six list is foul. Okay, the Kai Cenat thing is gonna get brought up. Okay, and that's not a bad thing to have brought up. Like the nigga is hella popular. Okay, hella popular. The moment was fucking hilarious on stream. Okay, it's a viral moment. It'll be remembered throughout. Like at least it's gonna be referenced at least the next 5 years for Kai alone. Not just her, but for Kai's dealing with that. So thus she has inherent popularity from that moment. Okay. And then I just did a video a second ago where, you know what I'm saying, even Northwest was bringing it up when he was with her. Like, you know what I'm saying? It constantly puts Tyla in these conversations without her even having to do anything. And it's like, well, who is Tyla? Then somebody looks her up. And like, oh, she does music. Let me listen to her music. It's a W. That one I don't agree with. Man, hold on. Let me find that. Let me find that initial clip again. Cause I wanna hear the 6 things that they asked for again. One more time.
All out for her.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about the label. Come and say, depending what it is, like if it's something like really sure, I'll oblige. For this one, I said no.
Yeah.
And the reason I said no, they had 6 things they didn't want us to ask.
Okay, go ahead.
6 things were?
Yeah.
They didn't want us to ask about Kai Cenat.
Which is stupid.
We friends though thing.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Okay.
They didn't want us to ask about her not being on tour with Chris Brown anymore. They didn't want us to ask about the color thing.
So look, those two, here's the thing. The first 2, whatever. The Kai thing that need to be left. The Chris Brown not on tour thing, like while she's not on tour with Chris Brown anymore, that should be neither here nor there.
Injury.
They didn't want us to ask about her.
Yeah, the injury as well. And I think for a firm fact that whoever her team is, I feel like she should honestly, Tyla, like I don't know if you watch my videos or not. Maybe somebody close to you does. Get rid of them niggas. They all old heads. Like you in today's culture and where we're at, transparency is king. Transparency is king. All right. And being able to vocalize and speak for yourself is even more supreme than that. Because people want to hear from you at the end of the day. Like that's what they want. They want to hear from you. And I think you should get you a better team that is more up to date with today's culture and what things we have going on. Because it seems like they're trying to mold you like this old school way into like this superstar pop star thing, the old school way, and that's just not possible anymore. It's not. It's not how we getting down. It's not how we moving out here. What's the 5th thing again?
Injury that she sustained. What else was it? They didn't want to ask us about who she was dating, which I wouldn't do.
Yeah, and the who she was dating one, that's neither here nor there. It's whatever. Like that can always be left out. But that's what I have to say. That's what I have to say to you, Tyla. Like, get you a new team. Get you a new team. Keep your publicist because your publicist is smart. Whoever wrote that statement, that motherfucker is smart. That was very well crafted. Keep them. Everybody else, toss them. Get them up out of here. Anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace. Subscribe.